Aria loves reading, and in the warm months, she loves going to the park, and she'll ask, in the swings particularly, go higher, go higher. She loves swinging high.
Push higher.
Yeah. She was a super happy baby. Everything was really uneventful. And when we tried to start introducing solid foods, she just had no interest. And so doctor said, it's okay, she'll get it. So she hit 8 months and she just stopped growing. And then she hit 10 months. And so I had to push and advocate extremely hard for her through 3 different family doctors, and finally found a doctor who was like, yeah, something's not right here. So we got the process going of referrals for a GI specialist at the Children's Hospital and an allergist. And we had OTs come to our house and watching her eating because they thought it might have been an issue with her palate. And then we had blood work and an ultrasound booked right after we met a GI specialist, because he felt immediately there was something wrong with her stomach. And then we vividly remember just sitting in that oncology room and holding her on our lap, and you're just like almost deflated and you shatter a bit. But at the same point, we had been working for 8 months with so many other specialists because mom gut knew something was wrong. So it was kind of like, okay, this sucks immensely, but at least we know what it is, and now we can fight this. Because we had worked with allergists and occupational therapists and speech therapists and so many different people trying to figure out why she wasn't gaining weight and why she wasn't thriving. So we were at the hospital the next morning for a CT scan and blood work, and then that afternoon she was diagnosed with stage 3 hepatoblastoma.
November the 9th?
Yeah, November 9th, 2016. It was never on our radar.
Yeah, like obviously here, childhood cancer, we never thought we would be in that situation. You never think that, right?
I never think that would be our story. My whole work life turned upside down. We were packing for the hospital, and we were being told that she could have a heart attack, and that there was a very real possibility that she could pass away from that because the tumor was so large, it was pushing everything. So we were just kind of in this constant state of what next, what's going to happen next. And then thankfully I was able to just go on leave from work, and that was the easiest thing of this whole process. Her strength and resilience, and seeing how not much could get her down. And we had an amazingly large group of family and friends that just came around us and supported us. And there were just so many practical gifts of love. And Believe in the Gold helped support us through, Aria had an NG tube, so she wasn't eating. So we had to buy boxes of formula. Believe in the Gold helped with that. And my faith helped bring me through that as well. And yeah, I mean, it was a really rough journey, and some days it was minute by minute, day by day, but we made it through. Yeah.
We had a really good team of doctors and nurses, and a really good team at Children's Hospital that, made sure we knew everything, like this was going to happen here, and they're really good.
It's an amazing team there, as Tyler said. They worked together so quickly, and they had her scheduled in for her central line surgery, 6 days after her diagnosis, and they held our hands, and a lot of the nurses on the unit were amazing and held us when we cried and just were there for us so closely, and you could just really depend on them, and you knew that they had her and that they had us. And we're so thankful for our surgical team and oncology and everybody. I think we didn't have a word, but Aria loves to dance and music. So she would request this one song, the dance song. And it's just this upbeat, it's called Alive. And she just loves to dance to it and jump to it and run around the island. And we'd play it in the hospital. And it was just a song that made her happy, and to see her dance. So far, Aria hasn't had any side effects. We don't know what the future holds. So in knowing that there could be other treatments available that could maybe not result in hearing loss or not result in kidney disease is really encouraging. And in terms of funding, while yes, we have an amazing healthcare system in Alberta, there are a lot of things that aren't covered, like her NG tube formula, some of her prescriptions, all the dressing. So her central line required dressing changes every 2 days. And she had that line in from November 16th to May 26th. So we did dressing changes, hundreds, hundreds. And those supplies cost hundreds of dollars every month too. So it's amazing to have that financial support to not worry as I was on leave and not working, to not have to worry that, oh my gosh, how are we going to pay for all of this? And in terms of research, yes, the chemotherapy that Aria had helped, but these chemos have been used since the 1960s. And yes, they work for a lot of kids, but I think it's really important that doctors and the medical researchers spend more time and more money on other possibilities and looking into these kids, because they're our future. So even amidst everything we went through, she's always been so happy and so joyful, and she just loves to run around and tickle you and surprise you, and she's always just finds joy in the smallest things. And if you don't believe, that's kind of what gets you. It gets you through if you believe that she's going to be okay, and if you trust, and you don't know what the future holds, but in these moments and in these days and these months, you believe, and that you believe in her strength and in her spirit and her resiliency, and you believe in the team around you, and you believe in the people around you, and you believe in the three of us.